Hello, my dear student, class 10. Now, this is unit 2. Last day I told you about the first part and the question answer. Now, today I am describing part 2. Gandhiji's funeral was to take place the day after his death. Hours in advance, people lined the route the funeral procession was to follow. Padmaji Padmashi, Mr. Naidu's daughter, spoke for us all when she said simply, "We will walk." It's the last time we shall be walking with Bapu. So now the second unit provide you the funeral procession of Gandhiji after that. মৃত্যুর পরে তার যে পদযাত্রা অন্ত্যেষ্টিক্রিয়ার যে লাস্ট রাইটস অফ দ্য ডেড ইটস নাও গোয়িং টু বি প্রসেসড আওয়ার্স ইন অ্যাডভান্স কয়েক ঘন্টা আগেই it was given the announcement that funeral processions was to follow, and who? That Paddoza or Paddoshi, that is Mr. Naidu's daughter, told us everyone simply that we will walk with Gandhiji because this was the last time we will walk with him. এটা আমাদের শেষ যাত্রা গান্ধীজির সঙ্গে। That was the funeral pictures জ্বালানো হবে। It was an agonizing walk. That was agonizing work. It's a painful, griefful work. Thousand silents watched the procession. It's not a single one. Lakhs of people are watching this and going with Bapuji. Bapu lay on as an open track covered with flowers. Thousands of people were trying to touch Bapu's feet. It was impossible to move in the thick crowd. So it's a live pictures that how Bapuji was given the last rituals. Everyone wants to touch it feels. The car, that the open track was covered with the flowers. The thick crowd, going is really impossible to go afoot with it. As I moved forward slowly, I understood I was not merely in the midst of the grieving people. The narrator actually thought that he was not like them. He was not the people who was really grieve with him, who are connected directly with Gandhiji. Slowly he realized that he was not merely in the midst of grieving. He was not actually the people. He was not among the whole people only to tears. Many people were there. This was even more than the funeral procession of India's beloved leader. I was among people for whom walking with Bapu had a special meaning. It was really a huge funeral procession. It's never been seen in any beloved leader in India. That was the last and that was the first. And narrator was walking with the people with a special meaning. It's a different meaning. We had walked with Bapu over the rough and smooth of India's recent history. We would not now accept the fact that the man who had led us over many difficult paths was never going to walk with us again. That was painful. That was really a painful situation for everyone. In a very rough and tough situations, he was given the idea. He had given the proper philosophy to the people of India to go forward in a proper way. And now, this was the walk when he was no more. Everyone was with you, but he was not with us. Bapu's slight figure and walked, staff in hand, over a large part of India. Bapu is not in a single man in a single place. He was overall in India. He had traveled throughout the India with just a slim figure, slight figure, that's a slim figure, walking with a stick, that is a staff, and given the foot in all parts of India. To walk to make slow progress, it was, I think, the clarity and closely look at all that is around you. From small insects to the horizon in the distance. It's a very slow going on. The line actually never be ending. And it's a slow process. So that's why you can watch everything from small insects to the horizon in the distance. Means everything is watchable. যে কোনো জিনিসটা যেন সুন্দর করে দেখা যাচ্ছে, মনে হচ্ছে যেন ক্ষুদ্রাতি ক্ষুদ্র জিনিসের থেকে নগণ্য পতঙ্গ থেকে শুরু করে বিরাট দিগন্ত পর্যন্ত যেন আলোকিত। Moreover, to walk was often the only way open to the average Indian. It's required to vehicles accept his own body and cost is nothing. এই জায়গাটা একটু ভালো করে বোঝো। গান্ধীজি বুঝতেন হোয়াট এর জন্য কোনো যানবাহনের প্রয়োজন। ইটস নাথিং নিড এনি ভেহিকলস, এনি কার, এনি পেট্রোল অর মোবিলস অর এনিথিং। ইটস নিড ইউর health, and it's giving your cost nothing but your energy. It's actually helped to create energy by giving energy. Gandhiji took this necessity as it took much that was commonplace and transformed it into a joyful effort. So he knows very well that this is the one thing, that is the ordinary way that made the world more enjoyable, more happy to everyone. Now choose the correct answer. Gandhiji's funeral was to take place হবে one day. দেখো একদম প্রথমে তোমরা পড়লে মনে পড়ছে, that is one day after his death. Now Padmasi was Mr. Naidu's daughter, and while walking, Bapu used to carry in his hand a staff and a lathi niye ghurten. Now complete thousands of people were trying to touch the Bapu's feet. সবাই চাইছে বাপু's পাটা হাত দেওয়ার জন্য. The author was among people for whom walking, among people এর মধ্যে যে ঘুরছেন, among the people, thus this was going to be their last ever walk with Bapu, their beloved leader. এরকম আর কোথাও দেখা যায়নি। টু আর লাস্ট দেখো, টু ওয়াক ইজ টু no vehicles is required and is therefore the cheapest means. Now statement and reasons. It was impossible to move. So now statement and reason. It was impossible to move. এই জায়গাটা একটু ঠিক করে নাও। এই জায়গাটা আমাদের to walk to is a make a slow progress. আর ওখানটা আমাদের thousands of people who are trying to touch Gandhiji's feet. The authors was among people for whom walking with Gandhiji had a special meaning. এইখানটা আমাদের দেখো একটু রং হয়ে যাচ্ছে। It was impossible to move because a thick crowd was moving on, because thousands of people are going to touch the Bapu's feet. Padmasi declared that they would walk with Gandhiji in the funeral procession because this was going to the last ever walk with Bapu, because he was no more. It was a great chance. To walk was often the only way open to the average Indian, because it's no required any vehicles. It's just the cheapest things to get energy by giving energy. Now come to unit 3. Today we will also complete unit 3 and the other lessons, other exercise to hear. Some days after the funeral. Now what happened after this? First unit given the how Gandhiji was dead and reaction of the people. Second, the funeral procession was going on. And third, what happened at the moment of funeral. Some days after the funeral, a special train took Gandhiji's ashes to Allahabad. The compartment was decked with flowers. It's well decorated with the flowers, and now the train is going to Allahabad to Ganga. People on the train sang bhajan. People didn't weep anymore, for they could feel Gandhiji's presence amid with flowers and songs. The people wants to remember him with his songs, with his words, with his flowers and activities. At various stations, sorrowful crowd filled the platforms. In each station, the train was stopped, and everyone's giving the last rituals. Amid song and prayer, the train reached Allahabad. Finally, the train reached to the Allahabad station. The ashes were immersed in the Gangas, where a huge crowd had gathered at the bank. Afterwards, we all went back to Delhi. So that was the last one. That ashes was actually sank into the river of Ganga, because it was the pious rituals of Hindus. At the moment, after completing this whole job, a huge crowd was there, and finally, the narrators and the people back to Delhi because there is a lot of work after the death. That was the scenario where people were actually in the Allahabad Ghat. Back to Delhi. Back in Delhi, I felt at sea. That was the real expressions, self-expressions of Nayantara Sahil. I felt at sea. You know, sea is full of water. Nothing is there, no land over there. I hadn't directly walked with Gandhiji, gone to prison, had his call or made any sacrifice for my country, my sister, and I and other young people like me had been merely onlookers. That Nayantara cycle was not directly attached with this any revolutionary work with Gandhiji, but undoubtedly she was connected with him like the other onlookers. So, like me, had been merely onlookers. That some peoples who are actually coming here just to see the Gandhiji's death, but still felt at sea. They are also felt alone. They didn't think that they were alone in this world. I felt. I had grown up within a magic circle with the Bapus passing away. I felt the magic circle had been vanished, leaving me unprotected. মনে হচ্ছে তার মধ্যে যে there was a magic circle was there which will actually protect him, protect her, and all the peoples in the world comparatively. But after the death of him, it was quite normal feelings for everyone that protection was actually vanished and they were alone in this earth. Within efforts, I rose myself. I asked myself, had Bapu lived and died for nothing? How could I see easily lost courage when he was no longer there? It was a normal view. It's a normal points that Nayantara Sahil wants to say us. That she wants to immunize herself. সে অনেকবার চেষ্টা করেছে নিজেকে উজ্জীবিত করা যে বাপু actually lived and died for nothing. চেষ্টা করেছিলাম যে বাপু was living or death. It's nothing. He actually established so many things. The courage, the power of doing activity, because my values were not so weak. And it was quite sure that whatever he was no more, but his values within me. And that's why I am not weak. তার মূল্যবোধ আমার মধ্যে কাজ করবে, আমি তার মতো সেই মূল্যবোধ দিয়ে এগিয়ে যাব, আমি দুর্বল হব না। Millions of people should have been ordinary folk, but for Bapu, he brought them out of indifference and awakened them to one's another suffering. It was a great learning that you should help others in his distress. You should think for others in a critical condition. What is now? Bapu is gone. সে চলে গেলেই আবার কি হয়েছে? We will still there, young, strong and proud to bear his banner before us. Bapu had passed away, but his Indians would continue to live in his jail country. বাপু আর থাকবে না, but তার উত্তরসূরিরা, তার সন্তানরা still continue his ideology, his activity. That's all, my dear friend. And now there is comprehensive exercise. এগুলো তোমরা করতে পারবে. Gandhijis were taken to Allahabad. A huge crowd was gathered by the Ganga river এর পাশেই তারা ছিল। এরপর দেখো Gandhiji's awakened peoples to one another. What is this? They were indifferent. And now complete the following sentences with the information from the text. Peoples on the special train. Special ট্রেনের মধ্যে যারা যারা ছিল, যেসব মানুষগুলো তারা কি ছিল, পিপল ইন দ্য স্পেশাল ট্রেন, তারা কি করছিল? দে স্যাং দ্য ভজন। দেখো একদম প্রথম লাইনে আছে, দেখো দে স্যাং দ্য ভজন, they sang the bhajan, and bhajans are they weep no more. The rest for Gandhiji's with a departed soul. এরপর দেখো the authors felt she had grown up within a magic circle of that protected her till Gandhiji's death. Bapu had passed away, but his India would thrive for excellency. His followers will do the activity what he actually wanted. People did not weep anymore. আর তারা কাঁদেনি কেন? Because people could feel Gandhi's presence within them, with his flowers and songs. The magic circle vanished. আর ফলে কি হলো? The sense of security means they feel they were unprotected. They were unprotected. The authors felt that they could not lose courage so easily because her values were not so much weak. এরপর দেখো যে গ্রামার ইন ইউজ যেগুলো দিয়েছে, এখানে কতগুলো সেন্টেন্স দেওয়া আছে। সেই সেন্টেন্সগুলো তোমাকে বলছে মেন অ্যান্ড ওমেন ওয়ার রিড দে কালেক্টেড অ্যারাউন্ড বিড়লা হাউস। এই যে 6টা সেন্টেন্স এখানে দিয়েছে দেখো, এগুলোকে জয়নিং করতে বলছে। রিড দ্য ফলোইং পেয়ার অফ সেন্টেন্স অ্যান্ড নাও জয়েন দেম। তাহলে হাউ টু জয়েন 2 or more সেন্টেন্সেস ইন্টু 1। আমরা সিম্পল করতে পারি, কমপ্লেক্স করতে পারি, কম্পাউন্ড করতে পারি। এর একটা বিস্তারিত ক্লাস আমার নেওয়া আছে, হাউ টু ট্রান্সফর্ম, হাউ টু জয়েন এ সেন্টেন্স ইন্টু সিম্পল টু কমপ্লেক্স and a complex to compound transformation and joining the sentence। দেখো মোটামুটি আমরা সিম্পল সেন্টেন্স করার জন্য যেটা আমরা শিখেছি, there is 6 rules। কি কি 6 rules? By using participles, by using infinitive to, by using appositions to noun, by using nominal compound, by using different kinds of phrases and miscellaneous। এগুলো সব মিক্সচার করেও আমরা করি। এর মধ্যে দেখো অ্যাডভার্বিয়াল ফ্রেজও কিছু আছে, নমিনেটিভ অ্যাবসলিউটও আছে, ইনফিনিটিভ আছে, ফ্রেজ ইন অ্যাপোজিশন আছে, পার্টিসিপলস আছে, আর প্রিপোজিশনসও আমরা জয়েন করেছি বা উইথ ছিলাম। এই 6টার রুলে কিন্তু এখানে করা হয়েছে। এর বিস্তারিত একটা ক্লাস আমরা নিয়েছি, তোমরা এটা দেখে নেবে একবার। এগুলো তোমরা জয়েন করো অ্যাজ পার অর্ডার, যেমন যেমন দিয়েছে তেমনি তুমি তোমাদেরকে করতে হবে। আই স এ স্নেক, আই র্যান অ্যাওয়ে। সিইং দ্য স্নেক, আই র্যান অ্যাওয়ে। এই যে পার্টিসিপলস জয়েনিংটা তোমাকে ইনফিনিটিভ, যেমন রামু হ্যাজ সাম মানি, he can buy books. Ramu has some money to buy book. একটু দিয়ে আমরা ইনফিনিটিভ দিয়ে চোখ করে দিলাম। এইখানে দেখো এবার কতগুলো দিয়েছে, আই ওয়াজ ফিল্ড উইথ স্যাডনেস, আই ওয়াজ নাম উইথ সং। এইবার দেখো এইখানে আমাদের কাইন্ডস অফ কনজাংশনস। এই যে ক্লাসটা একটা আমি পরবর্তীকালে ক্লাস নেব যে হোয়াট ইজ কনজাংশনস। কনজাংশনস ইজ এ জয়নিং ওয়ার্ড এবং তার যে টাইপসগুলো আছে, এই টাইপগুলো নিয়ে আমরা একটা ক্লাস নিচ্ছি, টাইপস অফ কনজাংশনস। নর্মালি আমরা সিম্পল কনজাংশনস এবং কিউমুলেটিভ, যেটাকে আমরা কিউমুলেটিভ কনজাংশন, অ্যাডভার্সেটিভ কনজাংশন, ইলেটিভ কনজাংশনস আর অল্টারনেটিভ কনজাংশনস, 4টে রকমের কনজাংশন আছে। এটার একটা ক্লাস আমি বিস্তারিতভাবে নেব। তাহলে তোমাদেরকে 2টো ক্লাস আমি করব আরও এক্ষুনি, সরি এর নেক্সট পার্টে। সেটা হচ্ছে যে স্প্লিটিং, জয়নিং এবং কনজাংশনস। এই 3টে ক্লাস আমি আলাদা করে নেব, কারণ এমনি করে তোমরা এটা বুঝতে পারবে না। থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ ফর ওয়াচিং দিস চ্যানেল।